Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about driving time on Uber and Uber Eats. So one of the important factors to keep track of, or keeping track of it as long as you're doing it full time or even just multi-apping, is your driving time on the Uber Eats app. In a lot of areas it's 12 hours, on some other apps have different limitations and some don't even have limitations at all. That being said, however, there are a few things that need to be said about this that I don't think are mentioned enough, especially for full-time drivers. Part-time drivers don't have to worry too much about this, but full-time drivers do. So with that said, I want to go over everything there needs to be said about the driving time on Uber Eats and Uber, what they tell you versus how it actually is, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain and is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult with qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over in this video is very market dependent, and what applies to me and my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. First of all, on the website, they don't actually have anything. You have to go in the app to find this information, which is a little annoying. Driving time policy, maximum driving time. Driving on the Uber app is limited to no more than 12 hours at a time. If you're offline or stopped between trips, the time is not counted towards the 12-hour minute. This is why I'm a firm believer in fishing and not hunting for good orders. Because if you're actually a full-time driver and you're driving for more than 12 hours a day, I hope you don't have to. First of all, I hope you're not doing it because you have to. I hope you're doing it because you want to. And second, if you're driving for all of that amount of time, the amount of time you're going to be online is insane. 6 hours offline. After being offline for 6 hours, you'll be able to go back online to receive new trips. If you're offline for 6 hours, usually this is about the time you're actually sleeping and actually resting. At least I hope you're actually taking time to rest. You will have to be offline for 6 hours for the timer to reset. Time to recharge. Taking time to rest throughout the day is important to your health and safety, but it doesn't count towards the required 6 hours offline. So if you're online and you're just not moving, let's say you're either at home fishing or you're either in a hotspot and you're just not moving for any reason, that time is not going to count towards the overall driving time. So you could be online for 16 hours and move during 8 of them, and there's only going to be 8 hours counted. However, like I said, I really hope you don't have to do that. Driving time. Drivers using the Uber app will be prompted to go offline for at least 6 hours after a total of 12 hours of driving time. The app will notify you 2 hours, 1 hour, and 30 minutes before the 12-hour time frame, allowing you to plan when you go offline. For me, usually I'm going offline just before I go to bed and I'm waking up and turning it on again. But that's to each their own. If you go offline or are online but stopped, waiting for a rider in a parking lot, for example, that time will not be counted towards the 12 hours. Any time spent online and driving with Uber counts towards the 12 hours. Time spent engaged in driving, including temporary stops at traffic lights, will count. So that's another important point. Just because you're stopped doesn't mean it's not counting. Let's say you're at a traffic light and people don't know how to freaking drive and they're driving really slowly. That's still driving. If you're stopped at a stop sign, it's a different story. The important point is that you're calculating and tracking your driving time. Anytime you're offline for 6 or more hours, your driving hours will be reset to 0. I feel like that's a little misleading. It usually starts at 12 hours of driving time available to you, and then it'll work its way down to 0. If it resets to 0, that means you're out of driving time, right? But either way, it is what it is. Now, I have one other important point to go over on this subject, and that is the concept of driving time and multi-apping. If you're the kind of person who's actually multi-apping, you're on Doordash, you're on Grubhub, you're on whatever platform you choose to be on, make sure you're going offline during those times, not just taking a break, going offline. So that way it doesn't grind down your overall driving time. Now again, if you're online for most of the day, you're sitting at home and waiting for an order on all of them, it really isn't going to make that much of a difference if you're not moving for a few hours and then you're like taking other orders. That's a different conversation. Make sure if you're taking a DoorDash order, go offline. Make sure sure if you're taking a Grubhub order, go offline. Not to mention, if you have a Doordash order and you keep getting Uber Eats pings, and if any of them are good, like, it's not just getting the ping, you're getting good pings. It's the most annoying feeling in the world. So do yourself a favor, make sure you're offline when you're taking other orders. Did I miss anything? Is there something else about driving time on Uber Eats that I have yet to cover in this video? Let me know in the comments. Let's make sure that anybody and everybody is making the most amount of money in the least amount of time in the safest possible way, and everyone has the best understanding of the platform as possible. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.